Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pistol's Powerhouse here on YouTube. I am Austin, Pistol One Pistolka. Let's start this week off by talking about Monday Night Raw. I personally really enjoyed Monday Night Raw this week because it moved a lot of things forward. There were a couple new twists and turns in there, but the thing I really liked was how much of an attitude there was this week. It was something I haven't seen for a long time, where it seemed like everyone had this attitude about them, this presence about them, that just kind of flashed me back to the 90s a little bit. It was a good thing. But before I get into the really good things about Monday Night Raw, I really need to talk about some things that really pissed me off this week. For starters, this week opened up, once again, with a talking segment. I just want to see some wrestling to start off the show, just once. Please, just, come on, that's what I'm here to see. Give it to me. Another thing that kind of irritates me is that Curtis Axel is still on my television set. It's been way too long since the Royal Rumble for him to still want Axelmania. Just let it go, WWE. Just let it go. Let him spend some time in NXT, but right now, get him off of Raw. But the thing that absolutely irritated me the most was the announcing. Some of the matches they did alright, some of the matches were god-awful. Ziggler's match against Bray Wyatt was an awesome match, and for the most part, the announcers did a fairly good job of calling it. But there was one moment where, let me make sure I get this right, Michael Cole said, Ziggler's attitude is contagious. What does JBL say? I haven't caught it. Screw you, JBL. Enough with your freaking jokes. I'm done. No one thinks they're funny. In fact, when the New Day didn't get very many chants, that was funnier than all of your jokes all night. Just cut it out. I'm done. But here's another thing that irritates me about the announce team. It seems like they take off the first 2 hours of Raw so they can have more energy at the end of the show when no one is watching anymore because they weren't doing their job to start the show. Please, get with the program. Michael Cole, you are a good announcer. Go back to the days of 90s Raw and on SmackDown in the early 2000s. Go back to it. I believe in you. And Booker T, keep doing what you do. JBL, shut up. Please. Okay, now that I've gotten that off of my chest, let's talk about the things that made Raw pretty darn good. Let's start off by talking about John Cena versus Rusev at Fastlane. This match is going to be huge, and their promo on Monday night was just awesome. John Cena came out, and it's almost as if he's gotten his fans back since he's no longer in the WWE World Heavyweight title picture, which I'm perfectly fine with. John Cena is a great talker, and he can really set Rusev up for a fantastic WrestleMania moment. I think it's going to be a great show come Fastlane, and then possibly this match could steal the show at WrestleMania. No joke. The Goldust versus Stardust feud is really starting to pick up heat, and I like it a whole lot. I know there are some people out there on Bleacher Report saying, oh, this should have happened a long time ago, so it doesn't really matter now. No, I like it. I think that the angle they're taking with it is going to be very nice, and it's going to make for a very cool WrestleMania moment as they move things forward. Next week on Raw, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is supposed to come on and have this big showing. This will really put this feud over the top. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next Monday. Sting answered Triple H's challenge, so Fastlane Triple H versus Sting is going to happen. This is going to be amazing, and how he went about doing so was just plain cool. Now, it would have been that much better if the real Sting would have been out there to scare Triple H, but the video portion really took hold, and I got chills while it said, I accept, across the screen. I just loved it. It was awesome. Raw ended on a hot note with Roman Reigns spearing Daniel Bryan. This was really fun to watch, and I cannot wait to see their match at Fastlane. It's going to be an instant classic. At least, I think so. Moving on to SmackDown, this show was dominated by the tag team turmoil match that happened pretty much the last hour and 10 minutes of the show, which I enjoyed a lot. But this show started off with a very attitude-like feel, with the talking segment being only about 20-30 seconds long, where they introduced the tag team turmoil match. I enjoyed that a lot. It made a nice touch to it. Another thing that helped out SmackDown was that it started off with a great match between R-Truth and Bray Wyatt. I think the WWE needs more R-Truths in the WWE. And I'm not talking about the guys that go, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" No, that's fine. You can just, R-Truth can be the only one of those. But we need more guys that can be believable winners, even though we all know they're going to lose. Guys that can still have 7, 8, 10-minute matches, and make us believe, hey, maybe this guy's going to beat the monster. In the end, they don't, but it's a nice touch to have. It would really add depth to the roster. Fandango battled Adam Rose once again this week, and much like the other match, it ended with Fandango winning. I don't know what WWE is doing with this. It's just a filler, but these guys could really add to the roster, especially if they both drop their gimmicks, perhaps. Just an idea. But you think about that, WWE. Think about it good, long, and hard. Then came the tag team turmoil match, with all of the tag teams taking on Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. I really liked this match because it showed Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns trying to one-up each other. And this was really effective, really solidifying Roman Reigns as an actual wrestler instead of just a powerhouse. It really worked well for me. I hope it worked well for all of the fans out there. If you didn't, make sure you comment below. But this was an impressive match for both of them because they did last an entire hour going against different tag teams. Sure, there were different breaks in there, but it was a fantastic way to show off both men's strengths in a long period of time. How the match ended was a little strange for me, considering Big Show and Kane both work for the Authority, but it also was kind of cool seeing the Authority crumble in front of my eyes. I liked that a little bit. But what I really, really liked was the fact that both men had a bit of mutual respect for each other. I think that's the best way to go with this feud because that puts Roman Reigns in the good, still a babyface, still in the good there, and it makes Daniel Bryan look like a wise old elder, with especially with the beard going on. All in all, Raw and SmackDown were pretty darn good this week. This week on the WWE Network was NXT Rival as the NXT TakeOver this month. I really enjoyed it. There were Match of the Year candidates, 2 Match of the Year candidates. It was just great. Let's dive right on into it. The 3 biggest matches were the match for the number 1 contender spot between Finn Balor and Adrian Neville, and then the Fatal 4-Way for the Divas title, and then, of course, the NXT Heavyweight Championship between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. All 3 of these were fantastic. The first 2, though, were possibly Match of the Year. Starting off with Finn Balor versus Adrian Neville, these 2 were phenomenal. It is amazing how awesome both of these competitors are. They had a very good long match, it told a great story, and there were no screw-ups. I mean, earlier on in the show, we saw Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin not really go over the top rope just right. And during the tag team match, there were a bunch of missed shots. It was just awful. But this match was spot on from the get-go, and the ending was phenomenal. I could watch these 2 go at it over and over and over again. The Fatal 4-Way for the Divas title was a really fun match to watch, and I'm not just talking about, the Divas. I mean, these girls actually wrestled really well. They were high impact. This was an A+ match, easily. I really wanted Bayley to win. I'm a huge Bayley fan, but how Sasha Banks won, I'm okay with it. But I can't wait to see Bayley beat the living crap out of her. I mean, the crazy thing about the Divas division in NXT is that they get the time to shine, and it's very apparent these women could possibly main event Raw or SmackDown. It goes back to the days when Lita was big, when Trish Stratus was big. These women could do great things for the WWE moving forward, and if the WWE lets them. And then finishing off the show with Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, this match was super heated going into it. lifelong friends, going at it for the title. It was just great. I don't know if I really like the ending, having Sami Zayn, get knocked out. I mean, it keeps him looking strong, and it makes Kevin Owens look just like a beast, which I can't argue, that was awesome. But I don't think I like the finish. I would have liked a clean victory somehow, whether it was Sami Zayn, missing a haluva kick and then heading right into a powerbomb. That would have been fine with me. But it didn't happen. All in all, it was a great match to watch. I just didn't like the finish personally. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for this week. This has been Pistol's Powerhouse here on YouTube. Make sure you leave a comment below, a like would be awesome, and make sure you tweet me at pistol_1. And coming off the ropes as always, I'm Austin Pistolka.